Week, turning on the action from the track. Channel 5 Race Week is brought to you in part by Clement Crossroads in Fort Dodge, by Subway, the place where fresh is the taste, and by the Knoxville Raceway, sprint car, capital of the world, and home of the Nationals. And here's a quick look down the road at what's coming up this week on Race Week.
He was the best there was, simple as that.
It just seems like now it just clicked.
Here I am in Des Moines in private practice, being a dentist.
It's just time to go on.
And hello again, I'm Jeff Grummer, and it's nice to have you along for another ride around the races right here on Race Week. And unfortunately tonight we begin with a story we hoped we'd never have to do. Tragically, Des Moines driver Danny Young lost his life in a sprint car accident at the Knoxville Raceway Wednesday night. The unexpected loss is being felt throughout the close racing community. And tonight we pay our respects to a racing champion with a special Race Week tribute to Danny Young. When it came to steering a sprint car, around here, Danny Young was one of the best. With a racing resume that included 410 Class Rookie of the Year in Knoxville in 1988 and many track titles, Danny was driven to the top.
Danny was a top-notch competitor. His dad and him put together a super team that was more competitive than most of us, and they just wanted to win worse than we did. And all the years I raced with Danny, we never had a problem on the racetrack. We raced cleanly and fairly, and he was a great guy.
He was a fierce competitor. Everybody, I think, when you pulled into the pits and saw Danny in the rig sitting there, you knew that you were in for battle for the night.
And when the battle was at the State Fair Speedway in Des Moines, Danny dominated, winning nearly every sprint car feature for the past 4 years, making him one of the best shows at the fair.
It was definitely his track. I don't think he lost too many times there, and when he did, it was usually a mechanical problem. He was real tough at the fairgrounds. He was real tough at Knoxville in the 360s. He had the 360s handled, figured out, and about everywhere he went, he was real tough.
There's just not enough to say about Danny. You know, he won more races than probably anyone in this area. He was, if you know anything about limited car racing, he was the best there was, simple as that.
So, tragically, Danny Young's time at the top was way too short. But this is one racer that will be remembered.
The 3Y would pull up behind, then side by side, and finally right on by as the young gun does it again.
The Des Moines driver dominates as Danny Young wins the feature.
With a half a lap to go, when here comes Danny Young, cutting down on the inside, gaining the advantage on Pinnaker, and winning the feature.
You get real close, and you know, it's a big loss to all of us.
And it's important to remember that Danny Young wasn't just a sprint car driver. He was also a husband, a father, a son, and a friend to many. Now, the racing community has responded to a crisis before, and now it's time to do it again. You can contribute to the Danny Young Memorial in care of Donald Butch Young, 4223 Easton Boulevard, Des Moines, Iowa, 50317. We certainly hope you can contribute. And here at Race Week, we would like to dedicate tonight and the rest of the season to Danny Young. And with that in mind, we move on now. We have racing coming up right around the corner after we check in with the Knoxville Raceway Roll and a preview of Speed Week. Stay right here.
It's easy to buy a new sports car from Larry Clement in Fort Dodge.
Sports cars are a specialty at Clement's 2 locations. Choose from the LT1 Corvette, the Sporty Celica, the Classic Grand Prix, Toyota's Turbo Supra, the all-new Monte Carlo, or the Z28 Camaro. And if racing's your game, don't miss the Clement Pace Car at a track near you, or Bob Hill in the Clement Chevy Lumina on the Super Speedways of America. Clement's makes it easy to buy a new sports car. Call toll-free today.
If the sound of a Harley-Davidson excites you, hold on to your hats, because Easy Riders Motorcycle Rodeo Tour 95 is coming to the Boone County Fairgrounds Friday, August 4th through Sunday, August 6th. The rodeo features a motorcycle trade show, ride-in bike show, tattooist, live music, trophy girl contest, tattoo contest, weekend camping, and lots of motorcycle rodeo action you don't want to miss. The cycling action begins Friday night, elimination Saturday at 5, and finals at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Don't miss the Easy Riders Motorcycle Rodeo, August 4th through the 6th at the Boone County Fairgrounds.
Feel the thunder. Racing legends live on at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville. Bring your friends and family to see our always changing exhibits featuring race cars driven by Kinzer, Foyt, Wolfgang, Rutherford, Unser, and others. The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame in Knoxville. Don't miss it.
G'day, I'm Skip Jackson. I drive a Classic Coupe Unlimited Sprint. Check out the wide variety of die-cast collectibles and apparel from Classic Coupe, Southbridge Mall and Merle Hay Mall.
Texaco Express Lube at 102 South Ankeny Boulevard in Ankeny.
And welcome back to Channel 5 Race Week. This week, Knoxville was nearly rocking around the clock as the sprint car capital rolled out the welcome mat for some other racers. The result, Knoxville Speed Week, a racing retreat that brought some of the best in the business to the raceway. And here's a quick racing review from a week's worth of the Knoxville Raceway. It was a revolving racing ride that didn't slow down. And on Tuesday, the motor menu at the Knoxville Speed Weeks served up the late models with the All-Star Bush Tour and a special driving appearance by Winston Cups' Kenny Schrader.
This is my own dirt car. We lugged it up here from North Carolina because when we come to these places, we want to run good. But it feels good. I mean, this, without these people, we couldn't be Winston Cup race. This is the backbone of it.
But before the Schrader show, the first feature of the night was the Modifieds, where the early bad breaks included sprint car star Danny Lasoski into the wall. Wayne Larson of Ames had the 93 in front early, but the 1K of Tim Donlinger would take that spot away. Later, Wayne checks out of the race, while Greg Moyer of Ankeny is running in second. But the modified win belongs to Donlinger. On to the late models in the All-Star Bush Tour, where the 38 of Willie Kraft cruises around Steve Kosiski for the lead early in the race. Kenny Schrader continues to but the modified win belongs to Donlinger. On to the late models in the All-Star Bush Tour, where the 38 of Willie Kraft cruises around Steve Kosiski for the lead early in the race. Kenny Schrader continues to move up from the back, while the K cars of Kraft and Kosiski battle up front. Schrader gets up to 7th before his tire gives out, but Kraft is cruising. Jay Johnson in the 5 car finishes in 2nd, but Kraft gets the win.
I ran these Bush Tours on and off for about the last 4 years and never won one. I've been up in front, but it just seems like now it just clicked and it must be my turn.
From Tuesday's Kraft show, it's a Wednesday with the World of Outlaws, where Andy Hillenberg takes the 2 to the front. But on a restart, Hillenberg quakes, and the Quaker State 11 of Steve Kinzer shoots in front. Dave Blaney takes over the 2nd spot, while Danny Lasoski in his new 77 goes past Keith Kaufman in his former 47. But back up front, it's all Steve Kinzer as Jeff Swindell settles for 2nd behind the King. From a Steve Kinzer winning Wednesday with wings to some Thursday thunder with the Harris Clash for modifieds, where a big field put on a big show. When the modifieds finally move out in the right direction, it's Story City's Kelly Shryock leading the way in the 83. But Tim Donlinger continues his hot week, moving into the lead. And while there were a few modified messes, but Tim Donlinger does it right and does it again. Randy Schrader puts the 558 in second place, but the Harris Clash king is Tim Donlinger.
This Lasoski race car, it's just unbelievable. And ever since I put it together, I got the lowest I got with it. It was a fourth. I got like 5 wins with it in a couple seconds. It's just unbelievable.
After Donlinger's domination, let's shift over to Saturday and light up the night with the sprint cars, including the 360 Nationals. But let's get it going with the Unlimiteds, the first of 2 features where the pole position was left open to honor Danny Young. Off the start, the 97 of Sioux Falls driver Chad Mellenburnt races out in front, while Danny Lasoski was looming in the 77 and would move all the way up to third. Another Sioux Falls sprinter, Chad Raydell in the 25, would be the next leader. But the 81 of Jerry Richard Jr. was also on the move, and JR shoots into the lead. Raydell finishes second, but the feature belongs to Jerry Richard Jr. Then the night takes flight with the Limiteds and the 360 Nationals, where it was 2 games of one-on-one, with the 96 of Scott Breezy Whitworth and the 1 of Don Grau Jr. battling for the lead, and the 45 of Danny Lasoski and the 11 of Terry McCarl right behind. And while Breezy is making it look easy, Danny drives on by as Lasoski takes the lead. Whitworth would finish second as Lasoski takes the 360 Nationals title with a special tribute.
I was involved with the wreck, and Danny Young lost his life, and I dedicated this race to him, and I raced for 50%, and my 50%, whatever I race for tonight, I'm donating to his daughter for his college fund. I told the guys back over there, I said, I'm racing this one for Danny, so we won the deal.
A special sprint car salute from one Danny to another. And we've had such a big week of racing, we had to put a Racing Overflow hold on some highlights. We had the Mac Tools race at the Greenbelt Speedway in Eldora. Don't worry, we'll have those highlights next week. There's some fun highlights coming up next week from that. And we have more to come tonight, including another racing review from the Hamilton County Speedway. Here it is, and we'll be right back.
Recently, Subway asked us, Bucky and Vinny, to review their turkey and bacon deluxe. So we decided to do a little research.
This is where turkey is.
Where's the bacon? Well, what do we think? It's great. We got nice, juicy turkey with all the trimmings. A fresh baked bread topped with slices of real bacon. Subway, what a sandwich.
Grab Subway's new picnic pack today. 4 6-inch subs, Frito-Lay chips, and Pepsi for $4.
Hey, racing fans, it's racing time, so get ready for a night of tire burning, engine blowing, 140 mile an hour plus good time in Knoxville. Saturday, July 29th, be there for all the racing action as Knoxville's finest. Terry McCarl, Brant Anhill, Craig Delansky, Johnny Herrera, and Dennis Moore will be competing for a $23,000 purse. Don't forget, Saturday, July 29th, it's Vermeer Manufacturing Night. It all starts at 7:15. Everyone knows it's only in Knoxville, the sprint car capital of the world.
Looking to get into a minivan? Chevy Lumina is the only minivan with an available power remote sliding door for easy entry. Lumina Minivan also gives you the options and safety features you want. And right now, your Central Iowa Chevy dealer has the deal you want. It's the $239 sale. For just $239 a month, you can lease a Lumina minivan. Don't get stuck holding the bag. See one of your 50 Central Iowa Chevy dealers today.
The racing action will be burning up the track at Hamilton County Speedway. It's 2 big nights of racing during the Hamilton County Fair Week. Thursday, July 27th, it's guaranteed to be a night of non-stop sprint action. 410s, 360s, and Econos will be competing for a $15,000 purse. The action continues when NASCAR Winston Racing returns Saturday, July 29th. The best drivers in the Midwest will be battling it out. That's 2 big nights of racing during the Hamilton County Fair Week. So don't forget, the place you want to be is the Hamilton County Speedway in Webster City.
Welcome back to Channel 5 Race Week. Being a dentist and a motorcycle racer may seem like completely different paths, but for Dr. Jeff Perk of Des Moines, that's life in the fast lane. And it's clear in both professions, Perk is on the road to success. So tonight in our Races, Faces, and Places segment, we hit the road with Dr. Jeff Perk.
Racing was my first interest long before I ever considered dentistry. I've been riding motorcycles since about the age of 4. And I've always had just dirt bikes and really wanted to be a motocross racer when I was in high school, but money didn't really allow it and family wasn't there to support it, and I had no money, so I just kind of put it on the shelf for a while. And I had braces as a young kid. I was intrigued by just the whole concept of braces and dentistry and developed an interest in it, and eventually led me to dental school, and here I am in Des Moines in private practice being a dentist. Actually, dentistry has allowed me to pursue my racing career. I think without dentistry and the flexibility it gives
You're
me,
watching Channel 5.
A pretty decent living, I don't know if I'd be able to afford both the time and the money that I am spending on racing. The nice thing about being a dentist is I do have some flexibility with my hours, and I've kind of tailored my schedule, at least this summer, to my racing schedule, in that I only work 4.5 days a week, and I take my Friday afternoon off, which gives me time to travel to the racetrack because the races are Saturday and Sunday. Makes it a little tight getting back on Sunday. I'm a little tired Monday morning, but really hasn't been a problem, so I think it's worth it. What I'm racing now is based on a regional competition. There's 8 regions in what's called the CCS, which used to be paired with the AMA. I race in 3 different regions. The tracks are in, there's one in Kansas, one in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois are the 4 states I go to. There's 8 regions total, encompassing the entire U.S. And at the end of the year, there's the Race of Champions to crown the national champion, which takes place down in Daytona, Florida. And that'll be in October, and so I'll be planning on a big road trip in October. I now have 2 bikes. They're both essentially the same. The original one is what we call Super Sport. Very few modifications. The exhaust system's been changed, and the carburation has been changed. Other than that, it's essentially the same kind of bike you'd find on the street, other than the bodywork has been taken off and some fiberglass put on just for racing purposes. The other bike I have the motor's been highly modified to improve performance, improve the horsepower. But other than that, it's essentially the same as the other bike. Motorcycle road racing in Iowa is essentially non-existent. Like I mentioned before, I have to go outside the state to get to a racetrack. There is no road course in Iowa, which is unfortunate because I know there's a lot of people out there who would really be interested in racing and would attend, not only to race but also to watch. There's certainly enough room in Iowa to build a track. We always have some real nice scenery and lots of areas we could have very interesting layout. A lot of people out there who probably would want to race if they were exposed to it. It's one of the problems being in Iowa, is just not a lot of exposure to it. It's difficult to do this alone. As you see, I have a staff here at my office that helps me out, and the same thing goes for racing. Without my pit crew, Ron and Phil Nelson, my racing career would probably have been very short-lived. They keep the bikes running, do all the tuning during the week, and they're responsible for getting me to and from the track. Without them, I would be racing. I don't think I would have achieved the success that I have so far.
And hopefully Perk can continue to fill his spare time with championships. Now, right around the corner, we'll talk to another champion as we put Danny Lasoski in the driver's seat after more action and more winners from a Harris racing roll. Stay with us.
To some, it just looks like a bunch of guys running around in circles. To others, it's a clear understanding of what true determination is all about.
And it's coming. That's right, race fans. The Dury Brothers IMCA Late Model Summer Series is invading a speedway near you. First, Boone Speedway, Tuesday, July 25th. And Mason City. The Late Model Series comes to I-35 Speedway, Wednesday, July 26th. Hot laps at 7, racing at 8 both nights. Don't miss it.
If the sound of a Harley-Davidson excites you, hold on to your hats, because Easy Riders Motorcycle Rodeo Tour 95 is coming to the Boone County Fairgrounds Friday, August 4th through Sunday, August 6th. The rodeo features a motorcycle trade show, ride-in bike show, tattooist, live music, trophy girl contest, tattoo contest, weekend camping, and lots of motorcycle rodeo action you don't want to miss. The cycling action begins Friday night, elimination Saturday at 5, and finals at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Don't miss the Easy Riders Motorcycle Rodeo, August 4th through the 6th at the Boone County Fairgrounds.
Once in a while, the world of outlaws turns into revolving racers. Drivers switch in and out of sprint cars, and the latest driver to do that is Danny Lasoski. And this week, the dude made it official. And tonight, we get the explanation in Subway's In the Driver's Seat.
Well, as of Sunday, Danny Lasoski and Casey's General Store, we kind of split company, split on our good terms. You know, our performance wasn't up to par, and I guess there's certain things that they want to change, certain things that I want to change. Instead of losing any respect for each other, we decided just to part company. I think Gil Sonner and his wife, Vaughn, are the nicest people I ever drove for, and Don Lamberti is a great sponsor, and I wish them all the luck. But, you know, it comes to a time where if you think there's something wrong and neither party wants to change, it's just time to go on instead of losing any friendship. And believe me, I didn't want to lose any respect for Gil Sonner. We've been struggling for the past 2 months, and it might be me. You know, I had to, you know, that car may be up winning, but we had to find out because we wasn't making any headway. We were, you know, we would run decent one night, and neither one of us were happy. So I decided that, you know, I don't want to hold them back, and decided to make a change. I'm driving for Al Hamilton with Cornwell Tools, J&J, Gertie Engine. They built me 2 new cars, and I'm excited. I'm really pumped up. With going to a new team, you need to feel each other out. So that's why we're sticking around here. You know, it's a new chassis that I haven't worked with, and we think we got a good combination.
And of course, the dude hopes to have the red car red hot by the Knoxville Nationals. Now, as always, there's a big week of racing coming up, and here's some of the tales brought to you by the Eddyville Raceway Park. We call it Iowa's Action Attraction. The highlight of the week coming up next.
Racing season, and you don't want to miss any of the racing action at the Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa. Wednesday, August 2nd, it's the Southern Iowa Fair Bud Classic night, and you'll want to see all the tire-popping, engine-revving action. Hot laps start at 7:10 p.m. Adult tickets are $6, seniors $5, and just $2 for kids 6 through 12. Children 5 and under get in free. That's one hot racing date at one hot raceway. And remember, you're not a real racing fan until you've been to Oski.
Recently, Subway asked us, Bucky and Vinny, to review their turkey and bacon deluxe. So we decided to do a little research.
This is where turkey is.
Where's the bacon? Well, what do we think? It's great. We got nice, juicy turkey with all the trimmings. A fresh baked bread topped with slices of real bacon. Subway, what a sandwich.
Grab Subway's new picnic pack today. 4 6-inch subs, Frito-Lay chips, and Pepsi for $4.
If you're a Winston Cup watcher, you've got a chance to see the Stock Car Stars in person. It's the Clement Auto Subway Ride to the Races contest, and this could all be yours. 2 tickets to the Winston Cup race in Atlanta in November, plus, as we've said before, a couple of seats to the ARCA race that same weekend. Transportation will be provided by the Race Week Pace Car, and hotel accommodations are also included. And don't forget, there's also Subway Racing Team merchandise. Now, you can register at Clement Auto in Fort Dodge or at any participating Subway, or send a card to WITV's Ride to the Races contest, P.O. Box 724, Des Moines, Iowa 50303. You can certainly enter as often as you'd like. And the winner, believe it or not, is coming up pretty soon. And of course, here on Race Week, we like to finish up strong, so here's another trip to our weekly winner's circle as we ride high with Central Iowa Chevy's Highlight of the Week. Before the Highlight of the Week, a special thank you of the week to the late model drivers that somehow managed to miss the Race Week pace car. Wow! And this year, Knoxville Speed Week was also Tim time, as Tim Dondlinger sweeps the 2 modified features.
I knew I had a good chance because this car, it just feels so good. It feels like I can win in editing track, but I never raced here before, and I didn't know what to think.
But now there's no doubt, this week you can think of Dondlinger as a champion. And since the Race Week pace car is still intact, we will be able to get some more highlights next week, including a big night from Boone coming up, also some speed from Stewart, and a good time at Greenbelt. Of course, that's the Mac Tools race that we'll have for you next week. We'll have all of that and more. We'll see you then. For the entire Channel 5 racing team, have yourself a good night.